Brian uses only the freshest ingredients, and his presentation's just magnificent.
Your favorite chef. How we doing, everybody? We are back with another episode of Cooking with the Cook on location. We are here in Silverton, in the Anchorage part of the area. We're here on the lagoon. We are at Bobby and Ray's house. We're actually waiting for them to come in. We have a great menu planned. They allowed me to come into their home, so we're going to get it started. We have several things planned for them. We have 3 different appetizers. We have skirt steak, we have some lobster risotto, and we have a grilled baked dessert. Everything is going to be done outside on the grill, so please stay with us, stay tuned. Come back in a few minutes. We're waiting for those guys to come in right now.
Brian!
Hey, how are you? Bobby, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to come over and get this done. Ray, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Wonderful meal.
Thank you so much for allowing me to come in over and do this.
Anytime.
Guys, how are you? How are you?
Brian, so good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Again, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Oh, thank you.
Enjoy. So guys, when you get a second and you get situated or whatever, I want you to come over and kind of see what we got working over here. So the way this will work out, and I thank you for letting me come in a little early to get this stuff set up. We have 3 different appetizers that you guys are going to be dining on today. We have grilled shrimp tacos. We have we got the grilled shrimp tacos going here. These are wild caught shrimp, so they're a little sweeter. So we have that going here. We have grilled honey jerk wings, and then we're going to have some grilled peach bruschetta. So I have the peaches grilling, I have the wings grilling. You guys just get situated, get settled in. We'll be right back with you, all right?
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, here we go, guys. So we're back live right now. So right here, we're working on our 3 different appetizers. I have a blackened shrimp taco. One of the things you have to worry about is when you do this, I have it here searing. It's wild caught shrimp, seasoned in a nice Cajun seasoning. Pardon all the mise en place, but you want to make sure you don't disturb it because you want a nice crust on it. So here I'm going to turn it because it's been searing for a while, and you can clearly see the nice crust that we have on the shrimp. So that'll obviously translate once we plate it up because people eat with their eyes. So you want it to look appealing. You see the nice sear that we have going on over here. These shrimp are just about done because they curled up a little bit, but I wanted to get this sear. So I wanted to be demonstrative in how I prepared this. And once we plate it up, we have a slaw, and then we have a dressing, which we'll talk about, that will go along with these here. And it should definitely be party in your mouth, boy. Good times over here with these grilled shrimp tacos. So stay tuned, and we'll come back to that. Now, if you come over and follow me to the grill, I'll take these off of the heat. Turn that off. Follow me over here to the grill. We have 2 other appetizers working. We have our honey jerk wings. I just flipped them. These are seasoned with a jerk seasoning, fresh lime. Also, if you can zoom in a little bit, you'll be able to see some of the Scotch bonnet peppers that I sliced on there. They won't be too spicy, but I wanted to give them some flavor. And then we also have here our grilled peaches for our bruschetta. So we're going to grill this. I've already turned them a quarter of the way so they can get some nice grill marks so you actually see that. We're going to cook them on both sides so that the peach actually softens up and gets some nice grill flavoring to it. And then we're going to take this off, let it cool. We're going to slice that up, and then we're going to serve it over a bruschetta bread with some honey goat cheese, some fresh basil, and some more wild honey on top. So let these cook. We'll be back for the plate up. We have our shrimp that just came off the plate there, the burner there. You see the nice sear in there. It's a nice flavor to it as well. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to add a little bit of fresh cilantro. I pre-washed this. We're gonna add some cilantro to that there, and that's going to liven up the taco. We're also going to add just a squeeze of lime juice, and that'll just take a little bit of the bite out of it. We'll toss this and we'll let this sit while our peaches and chicken is still going. So while we got everything going on, we took our peaches off, and that's going to be in the fridge, and we'll get back to that. We got our chicken still going. I want to let you know a little something. So we used our shrimp, which were wild caught shrimp, and we have shells there. So I took those shells and I told you we were making lobster risotto. So what I have going on here in this pot is the lobster shells, the shrimp shells, vegetable stock, and what that's doing is that's boiling down, and that's going to be our sauce for our risotto. I'm gonna throw some fresh thyme in, and I'm gonna just let that simmer, and that's going to be a nice flavorful stock for our risotto. So we're here checking in on these wings here. So they're almost ready. We're just going to constantly just kind of turn them in. You just want them to kind of slow cook and let all that flavor come in. I know the cameraman is here. He can smell that flavor coming right off of this grill right here. So we have some bigger pieces, so we just want to let them cook before we glaze them. And then I'll take into you and show you what the glaze is all about in just a minute. So we are back. And our wings are just about done, so we'll get ready to put that together, but I want to put together this sauce first. Now, this is just my version. One of the good things about cooking is really however you perceive and how you want it to get done. And this may not be how it's done in Jamaica, but this is what I'm doing on today. So we have the Walker's World, which is a very, very famous spice. This is the mild. They have a spicy version. We're going to take some of this here. We're going to mix some of this Scotch bonnet hot pepper sauce. It's not really that hot. The red one is hotter. We're going to take a little bit of honey, and we're also going to cut it with a little bit of ketchup for it, and then we're going to put that glaze on top of the wings. So let me mix it together, and then we'll be right back to glaze the wings up. As you can see, I don't measure. Kind of been doing this a while, so kind of go by eye. I'll put the measurements in the recipe when we put it on YouTube. Then we're gonna take a little bit of wildflower honey, sweeten it up a little bit, hit it with a little squeeze of lime. Nice deep color, and that's gonna glaze those wings up nicely. You don't need a lot of it. You still got the dominant flavor of the mild jerk sauce that comes through, and that's going to marry with the spices and the Scotch bonnet peppers that we already have on the wings. And watch you come over here and see what we're looking like. Yeah, we're just about ready to glaze these up. Let me grab the right tongs. You don't want to cross-contaminate. And these are just about ready to be glazed. And we're gonna put them on that top shelf and let that glaze caramelize on there. I just flipped them. Now I'm ready to paint this on here. Just got a regular baker's brush, and we're gonna paint these on here nicely. Let that flavor cook in. This won't be so spicy as it is, but it'll be flavorful though, for the guys to enjoy. Now that we have the one side covered, we're going to take them, put them on the top, let that side caramelize and glaze while we paint the other side. Get them off of that direct heat. Let them still continue to cook. These are some nice sized wings. We have about 8 to 10 guests here today, so we'll do a couple different tacos. I had some taco holders, but my wife moved them and I can't seem to find out where they are. I don't mean to throw under the bus, but you know, that's the reality of it. I'm looking here for these tacos, and these will go pretty quickly, so you just want to be mindful. But again, it's just all about giving texture to the dish. And it takes a while to get your hands to be able to be on these hot grills like that. But these will just stay on just a second. Then we'll take these on, put them over here. We're gonna have our first set of apps coming out. All right, guys. First appetizer, grilled shrimp tacos.
Whoa. Sounds great.
Wow, that
Cilantro,
that looks nice.
lime dressing,
Ooh.
and a slaw, tomatoes, onions.
Beautiful.
Enjoy.
Amazing.
I got the honey jerk wings coming in just a second.
That will play.
That is delicious.
Next app we have coming is our honey jerk wings.
Keep it coming.
Here we go. Please pass those around.
Wow.
Enjoy.
They look awesome.
We got one more app coming. Okay, so we are at our last stages right now. We're getting ready to prepare our peach bruschetta with goat cheese. So I have the goat cheese. I added just a little bit of honey and I just softened it up a little bit so we can easily spread it. So I have that here. I have my peaches grilled and chilled. I have some fresh basil. And what I also have is some fresh bread coming off of the grill, which is toasted. And we're going to slice that and plate that after we spread it with our goat cheese. And I'll come back and show you how it looks. So now, since we have our baguette bread plated, we're gonna take our peaches, which you can see how, because they're grilled, you can see how they're done, but they're nice and chilled, so it'll be a nice grilled flavor. We're just gonna dice them nicely. I don't know why I grilled so many peaches, but this is a very, very popular summer dish. And then what we do is we take this, we spread this over our toasted baguette bread. And I have another one I'll send them, but I'll get this one out. Then we take some fresh basil, which I wash, we fold it, and we get a nice chiffonade on it. Put a little bit of fresh basil. And then we finish it with a little wildflower honey. And this is a very, very nice summer appetizer dish. Very simple appetizer.
Oh shit.
Easy, but very flavorful. So this is grilled peaches, honey roasted, honey goat cheese, and it's on a toasted baguette bread.
Wow, beautiful.
Enjoy.
Looks amazing.
All right, so we're back. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into our risotto. This whole process takes about maybe 20, 25 minutes or so. But what I'm gonna start to do right now is I already deshelled my lobster, and I told you guys before we have our stock over here. So I'm going to take and I'm going to cook these lobsters in the same pan that I had the shrimp in, because there's nothing but extra flavor there. We're gonna put a little bit of olive oil in, and we're just gonna let these cook very lightly, just so that, because we're gonna add this to the risotto. So we're not looking for a full cook on this right here. We're just really looking to add flavor to our dish. So these will cook up really quickly, and when you come back, we'll go over into some tricks about how we get this risotto done and having the most flavorful risotto that you can have. All right, so we have our lobster. It's starting to curl up a little bit. Again, we don't want it all the way cooked because we still want it to cook through with the risotto once we chop it up and put it in there. So we're just going to let this go just a minute or two longer, and I'm gonna get myself set up for the rice. What we have here is we have the, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but Arboria risotto rice. It's a specific kind that you're supposed to get. And what ends up happening is you toast this and then you cook it continuously by adding stock, which we have our stock over here, which I'll move over and start to add. And it actually, the starch, and one thing that you want to know about this is you don't want to rinse this, because when you rinse it, the starch comes off. The starch is what you want in order to make this more of a creamy kind of a dish. So our Lobster just about done, and then we're gonna jump into our risotto. We're gonna add our rice, and it's very important that you wanna toast this so you can get it nice and fragrant. Again, remember I said you don't wanna wash it. So I had some onions and garlic sauteing in here, giving it a little nice color. We're gonna add just a little bit more rice to the dish. If I can get it open. That'll be enough for about 8. And what I'm also going to do as this toast is I'm also going to add these shells just for a little bit more depth of flavor. And I'm going to take them out though when I get ready to add the first broth in. Now, the broth that we have is the shrimp shells from the shrimp tacos, and this is the lobster from the meat that I had yesterday. I actually had an event yesterday, so I saved the shells there. I boiled them down with some vegetable stock, some fresh thyme, and what we're going to do is we're going to spoonful or ladle this into the risotto as it toasts. All right? Now this whole process takes relatively about maybe 20, 25 minutes. So I'll bring you back in when we're adding our first ladle full of broth, and I'll let you know what you're supposed to do in regards to letting that cook out. You see, we have our risotto toasted. Now we're ready to actually start to add our broth. And what you want to do is you want to add about a cup or so, and you want to let this all absorb. I know I'm losing some of this broth, but now we're going to just stir, and you want to let this go, simmer it, and you want this to just absorb. And when this absorbs, then you want to add another cup or so of broth. And by you constantly stirring it, what you're doing is not only releasing the starches, but you're activating them. And what's going to happen is the rice will eventually cook, come to a nice consistency, but it'll also be a very creamy dish. And then we'll fold in our cooked lobster, and these guys will be ready to go. But we have this skirt steak. It's very nice cut of meat, balsamic soy glaze. We're gonna put that on the grill. You wanna make sure you have a nice hot grill. And we wanna cook this 4 to 6 minutes, depending upon your desired doneness on each side. So I'm gonna just shut this real quick, grab a pair of tongs, and we'll be right back. The important part about any type of steak is you want to just let it go. You want to just, not disturb it. So if it's 4 to 6 minutes on each side, we want to make sure, and what I like to do, just because I like grill marks and everything else like that, I'll have it placed diagonally one way, and then when it's time for me to turn it, when I'm about 2 minutes in, I'll just go ahead and I'll turn it this way on the same side so we can get some nice grill marks. And I'll just let that go. And what you'll see is, if you can start to see the juices coming out right over here, that's an indication that it's ready to be turned. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to flip this. Nice color. These are a little thinner, so I don't want them to overcook. You can always cook more, you can't cook less. And we'll let this go for the next 4 minutes on this side. So we have our pieces right here, our big pieces right here of lobster. We're going to fold this in and just let this finish cooking. As I told you before, it wasn't all the way cooked. We're about 3 minutes out. So we're going to fold this in, and we're going to add just a little bit more broth. Let all of that cook in. You're going to add just a little bit more stock. And when that's done, we'll be ready to go. All right, guys, we're back. Our risotto is just about finished. We're going to add some fresh parsley. We're going to finish it off with a little bit of butter. And I actually have some other lobster. This will just add a little bit of richness to the dish. And I have some lobster that I had cut up earlier. That's going to add more flavor as well. And then we'll finish it off with some fresh parsley. And we'll have some fresh lemon as well too. Fold all of this in and we'll get ready to serve. And you'll have the plated up dish. All right, guys, here we go. This is our lobster risotto. Fresh Maine lobster, creamy risotto. Notice the consistency and this lobster all the way through. Then we have an arugula, parmesan, avocado salad with a little lemon vinaigrette. We'll put this down here, if you don't mind passing that over there, sir. And then we have our balsamic marinated skirt steak, cooked to perfection. You notice the color. Several pieces so you guys can pair well with the salad. All right?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Enjoy and save and save room for dessert.
Okay.
It's small time for you guys.
Thank you.
Yes. You're welcome.
I order risotto everywhere I go. Brian's was the best. It was awesome. Loved it.
We are rounding third base and getting ready to come home. Right here is a a lemon pound cake. I'm not a baker. That's my son Sammy, but I can do some basic things. So I made this pound cake. We want to slice it. I'm gonna throw it on the grill, and then I have some fresh berries. I have them in a Ziploc bag because I infuse them with sugar and a little bit of balsamic vinegar, and that's gonna add to the sweetness. So we'll plate these up and get these guys served for dessert, and we'll get out of here. You can honestly see that it's getting a little dark, so we want to just bring it on home and finish this night up strong. I told you earlier we were going to be grilling this pound cake, but I want the cameraman to try and come in and show you how moist this thing is. Again, I said I'm not a baker, but you see how moist it is. So if I put it on the grill, I'm afraid it might break apart. But either way, it's going to eat all the same. So we're going to take these berries and we're going to drizzle them on top. Actually, I'm going to go grab a spoon and then I'll come back with the finished product so you can see how we end this meal. A couple different things you have to be able to adjust when you're on the fly. So I was going to drizzle this, however, that's going to even add more moisture to this pound cake. So what we're going to do is we have a slotted spoon. We're going to spoon our berries over top. Again, these are infused with sugar and a little bit of balsamic vinegar. And this is going to be super tasty. I mean, how can you go wrong with fresh berries, a lemon pound cake, and fresh whipped cream? I gotta save some because the cameramen are looking at me like, where's some for me? I got y'all covered. Then we're going to finish it off with a little bit of fresh mint because people eat with the eyes, so you always want it to present well. We're going to put a little bit of mint there, a little bit of mint here. Simple dish, simple dessert. A little bit of mint right there. But you just want it to present well. A little bit of mint here. And then we'll finish this off with a little bit of whipped cream as well. And I'm putting it in the corners just in case some people don't want whipped cream. I don't know why that would even be a thing, but just in case they don't, there we go. And there you have it. Lemon pound cake, fresh berries, whipped cream, and mint. We're gonna go serve these guys dessert. All right, guys.
You were like, I want that.
So we're rounding third base. I think hopefully we hit a home run right here. But this right here is lemon pound cake. I actually did bake it. I was going to toast it, but you'll taste and see how moist it is. It would have fell apart on the toast, on the grill. Oh, fresh infused berries with sugar and a little balsamic vinegar, mint, whipped cream.
Wow.
2 for each side.
Look at that.
For you guys to be able to enjoy.
Awesome.
This is screaming fabulous.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. I thank you guys so much for allowing me to be able to come and allowing my film crew to be able to come in here and to be able to do this. We really do appreciate it. just super, super grateful for that. Over the years, we've done so many different things here, and you always allowed me to come in. So I do appreciate you extending the invitation here today. Hope you guys enjoyed cooking with the cooks on location.
Brian, thank you for another wonderful meal. As always, you knocked it out of the park. Great job.
From appetizer to dinner, and best of all, dessert, my favorite.
Brian, thank you so much. As always, the food was finger-licking good.
Brian, thank you for a lovely dinner. Brian uses only the freshest ingredients, and his presentation's just magnificent.
It sure hurts when it don't work and you find out. I've been swinging with my eyes closed, think I need a timeout, timeout. And here I am once again with my heart on the line now. Just praying it don't end up like the last time now. Since you can't give your heart away, yeah, I think it's best we take a break, get some space, and in the meantime I'ma better myself and just pray. When we come back, all we gotta do is press play. So can you just pause for me? Can you just pause?